If you shoot video very often, you might have encountered difficulty turning scripts into captions. In this video, you'll see me on how to generate captions with my own program. It works not just in English, but also in Chinese. Let's go. Let's try Auto-Py-To-Exe to turn my previous Python script into an executable on Windows. Before you proceed, make sure you've done 3 things. The first thing is to go for Visual Studio, the link here, and hit download. Remember to update your Visual Studio. Then type Auto-Py-To-Exe here. This one. Pip install. Get back to your virtual environment script and then activate. If you don't know how to do this, feel free to watch the video on the top right corner. Once you've activated your virtual environment, type pip install Auto-Py-To-Exe. I've already installed this in my virtual environment, but I'll show you how to do it. Install Auto-Py-To-Exe is going to install this interface. Satisfy the requirement. Here it says no matching because when I type pip list, I know I've already installed it, so it doesn't matter. Here, Auto-Py-To-Exe. Indeed, here's my download version. I'm not going to try here just to save your time. Deactivate it and exit. After installing the package, you can use it to convert your Python script into a program to be run on Windows. Now, Windows E to start the package first. When I go to download folder, I can see my script whatever. F2 to rename it. Let's call it script converter 1. Control X. Copy and paste to my create app folder, which is this one. Just name it whatever you want. Control V. This easy to script is the program I created before. If you watch my previous videos, that's the one I did. Since I've changed something, let me delete it. And build another program from scratch. Go to terminal. Oops, not terminal. Should be command prompt. Now let me get back to my virtual environment and run Auto-Py-To-Exe. The program should pop up. Yep. If this is your first time running the app, it takes time loading, and it might be taking up quite a bit of time to load. So what's next? Script location is where your Python file sits. Hit browse, look up for the folder. Usually you've already created a folder for your app. Let's say ABC app, something like that. Just place your Python file into that app folder. Here I pick this script convert 1, which is the script that I grabbed previously. Open it. Then select between one file, which means generating an exe file, to open your program or with a folder. Usually I'll pick the one directory option because I create the app folder beforehand. Down here, select between console or window-based. Console-based means that you see a command prompt when running the program. Here I'll pick window-based over the console-based because I want to start my program normally and I don't want my backend to show. Here you can link your program to an icon. I don't have an icon because this is a simple app. For additional files, you can add yours here, but I'll leave it here. In case the app doesn't work, then I'll add it back. For advanced, feel free to try it out. Then for setting, you see output directory. That is the folder you put in your execute file. My output directory will be here. Just pick the app folder that you've created. Indeed, the gist of this interface is PyInstaller. Throwing the files to the app folder, then convert the Python file to exe. and it will start creating your program. I recall that it took quite a while. Seems okay now, as I saw that there's a program folder. Okay, complete. Let me exit. Here you can see inside the app folder, there's a folder called Script Converter. Click inside. Let me see if it starts properly. It shouldn't start because I have custom tkinter where it requires extra folders to be added. Since I didn't add folder in the previous step, I'm not sure if the program can start. Click this execute file. Here's the warning. Let me see what it says, that custom tkinter cannot be found. You can read through the rest of the error message. But indeed, I know my problem already. So I go back to my virtual environment, which is inside D drive SD folder. Your environment might be different. You know which one you've created, right? SD lib site packages. Remember, it says custom tkinter cannot be found. So I look for custom tkinter. Here, these two files, Control C, copy and paste it back to my app folder. Script Converter, which is my app, put the custom tkinter folder inside, and it should be fine now. Let me try again. Yep. Now I can open my program, simply generate whatever English and Chinese text. Okay, I can do this. Paste the text and hit convert. Oops, forgot to select English. Then I'll split into single lines from my script on the left. If I save to a file to my USB, just call it English output. It's a text file. Save it. Let me see if it works. Take out the English output. English should be fine. Here, you'll see the English output we just create. Here in the program, usually we paste our script, then hit convert to make it like this. Let me try loading a file, save it, Ctrl V to paste it here, just save it as English input, Ctrl Shift S to put it into my USB, name it English input, something like that. Okay, get rid of this. Open a file. Look for the English input. Open it, and I should see it under preview. Let me add something down below. Then I'll pick the English punctuation. In case you're working with Chinese, then pick this one. This time, English, convert. Oops, I forgot to add a scroll bar here. Doesn't matter, leave it by now. Let me save to a file. Just hit save to output. Okay, here you can see the additional text I entered before. Open again, see if the output file works. Here you see HJK, those lines that I added before. It simply split lines based on punctuation and jump to a new line, removing the punctuation to make a voiceover script. That's it for English. Let me try out a Chinese file. Ctrl Shift S to save this paragraph as Chinese input. Make sure you save it in UTF encoding. Now open file Chinese input. This is the previous Chinese text. Remember, here we pick Chinese punctuation. This one. Convert. Oh yeah, it works. It converts into single lines. This line here, I can't really see what it says. Okay, now it's split perfectly. Hit save to a file. Name it Chinese output. Okay, let me find out Chinese output. Yep, it works. So it starts from a paragraph, then turned into single lines based on punctuation. Alright, done. In the next videos, I'll be adding a scroll bar on the right of this text area. I think a scroll bar works best for preview. Okay, that's it. Ciao.